Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Cool.
Hey there, welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits, coming to you from the Recycle Garage in sunny, hot Santa Cruz, California. Hey everyone.
Hot and sweaty.
I got swamp butt sweat.
This is Liza. And I love saying this, but another great day in the garage today. Lots going on. But let's get to who is here. We've got some... not all the normal people here.
We got the abnormal people.
The abby-normals. Not all normal, that guy.
But hey,
Don't look at Neal.
We got butts and seats, and that's all we need. All right. Running the board. It's Neal.
Hey there, moto people.
I just love how flat that is.
He leveled up this week.
I love just how flat.
But look at his face. He's on fire.
Literally, it's hot in there. It's sultry.
Riding the classy girl couch all by himself, so he gets to spread out and let it hang out.
Oh, no.
It's clothing optional, Jim.
Total man spread.
Taking a walk on the wild side.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Oh, my sophomore year.
Exactly. Going around the room. First time here, which I can't believe because you're just been a fixture in the garage for so many years. And because you are the first, you don't get a cool nickname. It's Bill.
I've been called Yosemite Bill recently. I like the most recent nickname, I think, better.
We call Bill the Space Cowboy, man.
Oh.
Bill has been on more than one desert
you've
adventure.
Been talked about.
Oh, Bill has
show.
earned his stripes as a moto adventurer for sure.
Yeah. And of course, that would be the dulcet tones of Naked Jim.
Hey, and yeah, I'd like to be a space cowboy too.
Not to be confused with clothing optional, Jim. Make sure you keep the two separate.
It's pretty obvious.
Or not, as the case may be. We don't judge.
We keep it fluid here at the garage.
And I think we might find out later why he's clothing optional, Jim.
Oh, my.
Let's just say.
I do like in the vein of tonight's guest list, we do have no signal on the TV where Bagel usually is.
Yeah, I gave Bagel the night off, John the night off, Emma the night off. It's
Unfortunately, you just have us now.
well, what's so great is we get stunt misfits to fill in when the regulars can't come. I appreciate that. But we had a ton of people in the garage today.
From the beginning. Yeah, from early on it was busy.
We had tire changes. We had actually, and it was somebody who I mentioned a couple of weeks ago who came by. Bless his little heart. Young gentleman who doesn't have a lot of money, who has a bike that's getting kind of worn into the ground. A little CBR 600, I think.
Yeah, so was it that white bike?
Right.
Was
Yeah. But, he came in with bald tires and a rusty chain, and he's like, I just don't have money. Where can I get used stuff? I'm like, yeah, you need to make some money.
Yeah.
Well, he found some used tires.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't look half bad.
Yeah, on Marketplace. I think they were on the track.
He was the one that had a Rabiconda out?
Yeah.
So I will just pause for a moment. You must be happy with where the Rabiconda is at this day, because you've had it. Well, how long have you had that? A couple of years?
I have never successfully changed my own tires on that.
I've never even taken out
Every single other person has been successful.
But there's probably been easily 20 sets of tires changed on that now.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah, more than that, because Neal helps with it a lot. But cool that I have Rabiconda. I mean, that saves people a lot of do-re-mi.
Yeah, they seem to. It works on almost everything. But so yeah, bless his heart, he found used tires. But he's got a chain that's suspect. What'd you say, Bill?
Yeah, it's at the end of its life, for sure.
I was having Bill kind of babysit a little bit.
I imagine
just
the
to make sure.
sprockets are probably the same.
Yeah.
No, it was cool because he was gung-ho, just plowing in.
Yeah.
But then I realized he was skipping steps. Before you put the tire onto the wheel, you want to take the Scotch-Brite pad and clean the inside of the rim to get all of the little old rubber bits left so you have a good mating surface. He just went straight to mounting. Then next thing I see, he's putting on the bike. I'm like, did you balance it? No, I'll do that later. No. So he was
But he was a doer.
I will say,
You like that.
he was a doer. It was his first time doing it. He didn't ask for a lot of help
and
just plowed.
Well,
and so we had to make sure he was doing things.
And changing
right.
a street bike tire is no joke.
No.
I mean,
So thank you, Bill, for helping him.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, we had a whole bunch of other things going on. There was I'm just kind of hanging out in the garage and then somebody come in and be walking out with a screwdriver and a mallet. I'm like, hold on. What's happening?
You only get
What's
one
happening?
of those. You only get one of those.
What's going on?
Well, Bill, where did you ride in from? Because you're a mountain man.
Yeah, well, just
Did you come
from the
in
bay,
today?
from the East Bay today.
Oh, you got your other little fetish.
Yeah. And then I live out in Yosemite area for most of the time. But yeah, it wasn't that far of a ride today.
And what'd you ride in? What bike do you have now?
This time it was a CB500X.
Oh, but we have another
Weren't you trying to sell that?
topic for you.
I might have demo buy it actually.
Wait, but
It may have gotten sold
I
this
won't
afternoon.
cock block the deal.
Yeah.
Dima doesn't need that bike, but okay.
Yeah, Dima's been on the hunt for a V-Strom and hasn't found one that suits his needs yet. That's close enough to get home. So
Yeah, we'll see.
if you got a V-Strom that you want to give to a new home, write us. Let us know. motorcyclesandmisfits@gmail.com.
Now you're cock blocking, Neal. Bill's trying to sell a bike over
I'm
here.
standing up for Dima. Come on.
We like Dima.
V-Strom brothers here.
We like Dima.
I did some work on my Not a Tracer this week. I added a sergeant seat that I got off of eBay.
You may want to think about adding a therapist to that,
And
both mental and physical.
I mounted a big water jug with a hose that everyone's like, well, why don't you just get a Camelback? No, because they don't keep it cold for hours.
That was a good point. You could put ice in there.
Yeah. So it's big jug. I stole it from Wendy, so I know it'll work.
Not to mention you're bringing a laptop, so
Yeah.
lightweight camping is not the MO.
Yeah. So I've just been putting some final
It is
touches.
a good looking bike.
I went through the free gear room and found a magnetic tank bag that fits perfect.
Cool.
And then I stole the rain liner from another tank bag because it was missing. And I'm like, yeah. I think it's set up. The only thing I got to do is I bought a new chain because this chain has got 12,000 miles on it. So I don't want to have to deal with a stretching chain in the middle of the ride since I'm going to do about 17,000 miles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, the new chain's got
So-
what, 12 on it? That's not.
Yeah.
30,000 miles on it.
Well, I'm going to just throw a new chain on.
Yeah, I mean, may as well while you're at it.
I want to have a maintenance-free bike. That's why I went and bought this bike. So I'm not taking any of the current bikes I have just because I want maintenance-free.
Mm-hmm.
So, just kind of finishing up and getting it ready for the ride. But I am a bit like, oh, it's going to be a long ride.
What are you going to do for your chain lube? Just stop and do it every so often?
Tears
What?
of anguish and misery
I don't know.
will lubricate
thought that
her
far.
drivetrain.
Skydoor? Could you one of those?
No.
All you do is you do it in me. What?
Oh, that's right, because Wendy doesn't have a chain.
Do it, Wendy. Oh, she doesn't.
She's got a drive
'Cause
shaft.
she knows better. I was going to say just do whatever Wendy does, but
I know.
The Scott Oiler worked out pretty well for me with the V-Strom I had in Ireland. I only had to fill it once in 1,500 miles. So
Yeah, but it's a constant drip.
yeah.
Doesn't it get on the tire?
No, it's more or less flings off onto the chain guard, not really onto the tire. It actually dribbles onto the sprocket itself and then flings out toward the O-rings on the sprocket. So
Yeah, that's nice.
something to think about.
I don't know. I could just take a spray can.
You can, every time you stop and get gas.
don't even have to bend over.
And
Just
you
shoot it from
got a
waist
center
high.
stand, so that makes that easy. So you just
But no, I've been working on building a website for the official announcement of this because I've not shared with anyone like our route. But bless her heart, Wendy has us doing usually averaging 600 miles a day. A short day is 520.
And how many days total are you roughly thinking?
That's like 18 continuous days. And the first day is nearly 1,100 miles.
Oh, that's the wrong day.
Yeah.
Wendy's gonna break me, but damn it,
Oh,
I won't
my
be
God.
broken. So anyway, been getting that ready. Oh,
Well, I think you got a good bike for it. So
I have to give an update. News for listeners out there. We had an earthquake this week.
yeah, we did. Woke my ass up.
Oh.
Well, luckily, we're all well trained on what to do when an earthquake hits. So me and my girlfriend, of course, just huddled in fear in bed for the entire shake.
What was it, like
Well-
a 4.5 or something?
As
I know,
5
it was like a 5.
Oh, wow.
something epicenter up near
Just up in
Felton
the
somewhere.
mountains. Yeah, it was a doozy.
Now here's the thing for people who've never experienced an earthquake. You go through life knowing that there's a lot of things you just can't rely. You can't rely on people. You can't rely on weather. You can't rely on statistics. You can't rely on government. You can't rely. But the one thing you can rely on is the ground beneath your feet. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's-
When it starts
Nope.
to shit liquefy.
'Cause every now and then.
yeah,
And that's what an earthquake is. And that's why it is quite unsettling. And ours hit at like, what was it, like 1:45 in the morning, I think?
Yeah, it was early.
And
What was worse than the earthquake was the gosh darn phones going off. Like right after the shakes
yeah.
ends, all of a sudden your phones are
They sent out
blazing
alerts.
and lit up.
Well, some
that
people
was a
got
first for me.
the alert before the quake.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it hit the epicenter and then they got their alert because it's spreading out.
Yes,
Oh,
it takes longer
wow.
because it's ripple. And I heard people here, because the epicenter was, what's it, like 10 miles?
Yeah,
15
about
miles
that.
from here?
Not even. Yeah.
They said they could hear the rumbling coming down
That's
the
what my
mountain.
girlfriend said. My girlfriend said I could
Oh,
hear it
gnarly.
before it shook. She woke up before it.
And normally
great
you get this kind of rocking and you're like riding out, you're like assessing, is it going to get bigger? And then you're like, to head for
Yeah, do
a
I have to
doorway?
get up? Yeah.
But this one was like 2 gentle rocks and then a cocoon, like a semi hit
It
the
was
house.
shaking.
And it was just like, oh,
Well, where I utterly failed, because if you understand where we record from, obviously Santa Cruz, California, on Monterey Bay, we're like, I don't know, a quarter mile from the ocean. And where I failed was the only safety conversation we had when the kids were younger. If there's an earthquake, run to the high school, because in Santa Cruz High School is probably 200 feet higher in
for the
elevation.
tsunami.
Yeah, it's like an eighth of a mile away, because Santa Cruz sits in this bowl, the downtown, but right from there is a big, it goes up about 200 feet. And I should have been like, holy shit, is there a tsunami? And I totally forgot about that.
I don't think
Because if there
we
is,
don't have the
we are
tsunamis
proper
here. We
effed.
get the tsunamis from the Hawaiian earthquakes.
All I'm saying is if the ground shakes and the earthquake happened in the ocean, oh boy.
But here's what's relevant. So I was laying in bed and then it subsided pretty quickly. I'm like, okay. And then I went, okay, what fell? And I thought about this room we're in and all of these toys.
Hmm.
And I was like,
Good thing you secured them.
oh, I should go check. And then I thought about the FJ that I was parked in the tent and I had parked it nose in, which is slightly downhill, and it wasn't in gear. And I was like, ooh, and that shake could have pushed it forward and rocked it off. So I'm like, oh, and it would have fallen into the scooter on the, I just was assessing all the potential damage and went, I'll wait till tomorrow.
Well, this house survived the Loma Prieta quake, obviously, because this house was built, what, turn of the century?
1890.
Yeah. So it survived the Loma Prieta.
So I
it
waited
should
till
feel
morning. And then in the morning, I'm like, all right,
good. The carnage.
I got to go see. I came in. You guys want to take a guess? How many of these toys were on the ground?
None of them.
0.
Say it out loud, Bill. People can't see
One?
your finger. Nope. No.
Say
Bosley's
0.
ashes.
No.
No.
2.
2.
I was going to say
One of
no.
them, the Lego Ducati that did not fall apart.
Oh, right on.
2. That was it. I was relieved.
Not much of an earthquake then.
I think it was kind of a up and down type of movement, the snap that it made
I didn't-
versus a shear where you have a lot of horizontal movement.
Oh no, that was a shove.
All I'm glad is we weren't 20 feet underwater
But-
afterwards.
And then the bike was on its stand, so there nothing in the garage. It was good, but
So much ado about nothing.
I didn't feel it in
Well-
San Francisco area.
well, no, 2 of my toys fell.
That's
That's all. So
because Yosemite Bill is like at a rave at 2 a.m. partying in San Francisco. Like a wild
we
man.
survived. So clothing optional, Jim.
Yes, ma'am.
Last time you were here, we were talking about something pertinent to your lifestyle.
The van bike.
You're talking about
the van.
Yeah, we're talking about what's the perfect bike to go on the back of a van.
Yes.
I still think that XR 150L is the perfect bike.
Can we start?
but-
Can we start with the van to kind of set the tone of the conversation? Because the van story is pretty.
The van that's
Can you
getting
just do
repaired
a brief
right
van
now.
story?
Okay, so I ended up with a 2004 Chevy Express. It was a complete beater van. It belonged to the Salinas High School District at one point.
Oh, that's a beater.
And then after they beat it to death, some handyman picked it up and, did unspeakable handyman things to it.
Oh, gosh.
And so by the time I got it, it was really kind of on its last legs, but it's been resurrected.
Nice.
And it's all
Is it white?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been admonished. I have to be careful not to park near schools or anything like that. But I'm kidding.
So you guys this is like your cruiser
So-
van.
You don't
gotta
have
bop
free
around
candy
in.
spray painted on the side.
No.
So we were making all sorts of suggestions of what would be the perfect
Mhm.
bike, and you took none of them.
I couldn't afford them. When I went on Craigslist and other places looking, everybody wanted a fair amount of money for the bike. So
Well, let's just talk. When
Yeah.
you say a fair amount, it was like $7,000-8,000.
no, but my
well, how much did you pay for the van?
Go ahead. How much was the bike budget?
the van was $2,000 to start.
Yeah, okay.
with.
so
exactly.
now we're
there's your reference point.
establishing.
It has 4 wheels.
But
Yeah.
I'm pouring a decent amount of money into the van to
Well,
make it last.
Now you are.
It'll be
Yeah.
awesome.
And so the bike budget for the bike, the trailer or the hitch receiver, and the motorcycle carrier, I wanted to get it under $4,000 because
Okay, no, that's a good goal.
that's
workable.
what I sold my SV650 for. So
There you go.
Okay.
So it was
Oh, that's
kind of
good. Okay.
a straight swap,
And you were looking for like a smaller displacement, kind of around town bike.
something light.
Okay.
I think you called it the van bike.
The van bike. Yeah, I mean the purpose of the bike was to be able to handle enough dirt to get from the campsite to the road, and then from there be able to ride on the road to the bar.
Yeah.
Or the grocery store.
Get a burrito.
Yeah. So, what bike did you
'Cause
get?
We talked about the Kawasaki
Oh, yeah, yeah.
125, the Honda 125,
150.
150.
And I wanted one of those.
Yeah.
I particularly wanted that Yamaha, but that was a brand new bike. There
Yeah.
was no used market for it.
Right.
So I was looking at $5,000 or something like that to get that bike.
It's a lot of money.
So I ended up getting a Zongshen.
You just stop right there. No more explanation needed. No, say what it says on the bike.
CSC
There you go.
TT 250.
So, one of the little CSC dirt bikes.
Yep.
California Scooter Company, which is a name that was purchased for a Chinese company that's actually been around quite a long time. They kind of were the first trying to break into the Chinese bike market with their, I think it was the RX 250 and the RX 3 that looked like little GSs, but were just little 250s and 300s. They were trying to give you something that could work, but most of the reports were it was still, a Chinese bike. They're pretty cheap. But I remember we had somebody here who had one on the back of his van, and he said, "Oh yeah, it breaks all the time. But then I just go on to like AliExpress and buy a new stator for $25. Doesn't matter. Or call the company and they'd ship parts to them pretty cheap." And then it was easy to maintain and cheap to maintain, even though things broke.
Well, and what got my attention is, what did you pay for this new out of the box? I think literally, but I mean, it was affordable.
$1,600.
Yeah, for a plated.
That's what I paid
running
for the
dirt bike.
Amigo.
For a dual sport. Yeah.
So tell us the process. So buying a CSC,
Right.
where do you go to buy it?
I actually happen to be down in Southern California, and they're located in Azusa. And so borrowed my dad's truck and went over and picked up a bike in a box.
Oh, so you went and bought it in person.
Yes.
So
you
like
didn't get
literally
shipped
a
to you.
cardboard box kind of thing? Like a
Yeah.
wood inside cardboard kind of?
A steel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Steel frame.
Did they
Steel,
load it
but-
into your truck like with a forklift or something?
Yep.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it.
Well, it was because I was borrowing my dad's truck, and it's supposed to sit this way, and it turned out that it wouldn't fit because my dad had a cab over the bed. So
no,
we had to lay it sideways.
No,
yeah, it was. We went through the place, and one of the guys goes, "Yeah, I think you'll probably be okay if you lay it on the right side."
Oh my gosh. So did you get to choose like color or options, or just like
white or gray?
Okay.
It's pretty simple.
At first glance, it looks like a KTM.
And you said 1,600. Is that with taxes? Is that with
closer to 1,700 after you do all that stuff? Yeah, sales tax and California.
So they do the registration and everything.
They do their.
And this is a California model, street legal model. Okay. Yep. Wow.
So what? So far, what's the? Have you ridden it? How much? What do you think?
I have. I've put 175 miles on it, and it's run as advertised. It's been great.
I'm going to make some suggestions.
Okay.
Change fluids more frequently than stated.
Okay. I mean, they recommend the oil every 2,500 miles.
Okay, that's pretty frequent.
And you're talking about putting on it like if you were to go camping for 2 or 3 weeks, you might put 100 miles on it, or maybe 2, because you're popping into town, looking at wildflowers, that kind of a thing. Yep. Yeah, you're not doing like 75, 90 mile days necessarily, or you might.
Yeah, I mean, overall that's the plan, but it turned out that this last week I got tapped for jury duty, which was 100 miles round trip. So I got to put 100 miles on it in a day.
Let's go ahead and break it in.
It hung in, and I was careful to keep varying the RPMs. That was one of the things they said during break-in period.
Is it comfortable?
I'm sorry?
I was just wondering if it's comfortable.
Yeah, it was actually very comfortable.
Oh, nice.
So you said you had to assemble it. Did it come with instructions?
It comes with a link to a website where there are videos.
Oh.
Videos are good.
I asked because I've talked about it before, and actually it's something we're going to be talking about in the future. New dealership models. I think that the dealership model that we have currently, a lot of dealers are struggling. And there's going to be new ways of doing things. And one of them is you just order it, and in this case you went to pick it up, but assemble yourself or have it delivered, which has its own problems. Like, does it have a warranty?
90 days.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not much.
Yeah, but for the price,
because by then your handlebar bolts have backed out, and So I'm curious. Like,
basically
it comes, what do you have to? I would imagine the handlebars maybe you have to put on. What are the things that you have to put on?
Let's see. You put on the front tire, the handlebars.
And how the cables are the cables kind of just there? You pop the handlebars on, the cables are connected.
They were actually mostly already connected, but loose. So you had to take all that stuff and get it attached to the handlebars. Came with brake fluid already in there.
Yeah.
So that was I was one of the things I was kind of wondering about.
Well, everything that they can assemble is, but the wheel isn't on because that's how it gets bolted down to hold it upright in the.
If Emma was here, I would ask, when they ship new bikes to a dealer, like you're buying whatever new bike from Yamaha, is there fluids in it when it ships? Likely, yeah?
Yes, but, and you need to replace, did you replace the oil in the engine yet?
No, the first change is due at 500 miles.
Yeah. Yeah. But did it have was the seat on? Turn signals,
it
fenders.
was, but you actually had to take it off to do some of the electrical hookups.
Was there anything challenging about it? Like, how long did it take you to get it set up to ride?
I think somebody who's in a hurry could probably do it in about 3 hours, but I took more like 6 because I have a little bit of OCD.
I spent more time dismantling the crate that it came in to get to the Amigo. But so this is interesting because I think so I don't know if they have retailers. So normally they would ship it
to your house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it shows up on a truck.
If I would have had it shipped, it was an extra $375.
Wow.
It probably weighs like 225 or the shipping total is probably close to 300.
In the crate it was 351.
Yeah, okay.
And assembled and just the bike is 300.
Ooh, it's kind of heavy.
Or 301. So
okay.
The downside, the biggest downside to bikes like this is zero resale value.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
That's a downside.
$1,600.
So my experience is when you buy these bikes, well, you get what you pay for, and it is a bit of a lottery ticket. And we've seen people with like scooters and bikes that got 800 miles before it grenaded, and some, 10,000 miles. That's a bit of a crapshoot. You don't know what you got, but you also can never resell it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right.
So they end up becoming backyard art.
It just kind of sucks that it's throwaway, but still, for $1,600 for a back of the van bike.
Yeah.
If you're on a budget, that's great.
No, I think for your budget, you got something that's fun. Go ahead, abuse it, break it. Hopefully you'll.
No, don't break it.
You'll abuse it at the rally. Ooh, we could take turns.
The rally? Are you doing the rally?
We always need somebody who's willing to jump the fire pit. Are you up for it? Hold on, Jim. I think your mic came unplugged. Put it back. There you go. Yeah, you're good.
Wait a minute. Jump the fire pit.
Yeah. It's only like, 2 feet high.
Okay.
And about 5 feet across.
Yeah.
Most of my riding experience has been street. I don't have a lot of dirt experience.
I'll tell you my experience when doing a big jump. You don't want to do ramp to ramp. That's where it gets you. You just want to land on flat ground.
Yeah.
I'm teasing you right now, but we will have a ramp there if you're willing to try. I'm looking forward to seeing how it does, riding it around. The other things that will no doubt happen if you drop it at all in the dirt, your stalks on your turn signals will break, levers might break. Does it have metal hand guards yet?
No.
Definitely want to get some.
Well, that's why I'd be curious. Like, if you had to get a clutch lever, I would go and kind of look that up now. Like, hey, I snapped the clutch lever. How hard can you find one? Does it match an existing bike? Because that's what kind of happens. You break a lever, you break a brake lever.
Carry spares with you.
Yeah, and if are you going to be doing van life, you might as well get levers, cables,
lots of condoms,
a reg rack, like
condoms.
all these things. They're cheap. They're cheap. Just have them.
Well, clutch lever is not a bad thing to have. You break your front brake lever, no big deal, but you break your clutch lever. But I'm just curious if you can find one. Kind of my question.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I'm looking forward to getting reports.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not the only one who got a new bike.
Who else got a new bike?
Who got a new bike?
Who?
That's right.
What? Wild Bill got a bike.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say
It better be
Bill
a KTM
is so excited
500.
to
I'm gonna be
announce
disappointed.
what he got. And I think, I'm going to guess, you got a little bit of a lackluster reception because I think you think it's so cool because you've now entered a certain social group with this bike that we are not impressed by. So we're just like, oh, cool. But I think you recognize I've now entered this new group. I'm part of the club now.
I got a grown-up bike.
What did you get?
A GS 12.
Oh, I take back everything I was thinking about you.
And then he was just like, oh, I got a GS. We're like, okay. But you can tell he's excited because I get it. There are a lot of bikes that have these like subcultures all to themselves that you're in.
Yeah, and this was my first leader bike, my first non-Japanese bike. It's other than this, I'd ridden a 750 and 650s before, but it just feels like it pulls more. It has more power. I went and rode it to Nevada last week, and I am thoroughly excited, enthralled about it.
Now, did you get this to be a mostly street bike, or are you going to be doing adventure riding?
It's got street tires on it, so I think I'm mostly street for the time being, and then when I get new tires, get a little more knobby, and take it on some pretty tame stuff. I don't want to be doing the stuff that I do on a dual sport on it until I kind of get my footing.
But you live in a great... your place up in the Sierras is great for that.
Yeah.
Dude, Rob is going to be at our rally from ADV Moto Pros offering private lessons. You need to book him for that bike, but you're not bringing that bike?
I think I'm going to bring my CB500. Oh, sorry, my 300L. Yeah, and ride in the park mostly.
Bring them both. You got that?
I
You got
could.
that trailer?
I could, and I have to.
I'm just saying, if you want to get a lesson from somebody who teaches ADV riding skills, this is a great opportunity to get a private lesson with him on that bike.
Or just bring the 300.
No, but
Something to consider.
I hear you. I'm with you.
the 300, riding to do some of the rides you're doing,
Well,
but
it's very
also to get some
confidence
instruction
building.
on that if you're able
Because
to.
Bill's a competent dirt bike rider. We've ridden in the desert a bunch
He
together.
survived.
Dude, not only survive, he does awesome out there. But the thing about bringing the big, I'm not trying to convince you, do it feels good, but the thing about the big bike, it's exactly the same as the smaller bike. Everything applies. It's just confidence building. You're like, wow, I did all this stuff on the big bike. I did on the little bike. And the confidence inspiring is pretty good.
And I don't want to like get into this shit with it, like where I've laid it down and can't get out of a situation, which, in the rally, you're right. Our motorcycle and misfits rally is great for, because you have people there to help you out if you get into a situation.
Even just, but do it feels good. But even at house, like I take it on the intermediate, like dirt bike track or the kids' dirt bike track, and it's just, it's really good practice to me.
Yeah, just take it into the trials area.
Yeah, right.
No, but there's going to be some great opportunities to get some skills there.
And other people will help you pick it up. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else will have one that you could borrow, but if you're able to get both bikes, that's a great opportunity. For anyone else interested, we still have tickets available, and we've just opened up our day passes. So
I think the weather's going to be epic.
misfitsrally.org, I believe, or you
time.
just Google Misfits Rally. It's on the Breaking Away Adventures website. And we're going to have some instruction, some cool stuff. I didn't tell y'all a new thing we're adding this year. So, unfortunately, Jonathan, who usually comes to do our first aid class, he's getting deployed, so he can't. So I had to fill a seminar, and I just called our good old friend Emma, who I can rely on. And I thought, what would be a good seminar? She's done tires. She's done all sorts of stuff. And I thought, ask Miss Emma live. In person.
That's great.
Where people can just ask her anything.
Yeah.
But everyone going to sit around and just ask Emma anything. She's just going to sit there and blah, 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 just rattle it off. I thought that would be fun because while people's bikes are there, they could wheel their bike up. How do I fix this? What is this? What can you explain that? Whatever. Anyway, so I thought that would be fun. So thanks to Miss Emma for being there in the clutch.
No, it was showing up. And cheers to Jonathan for showing up for the country. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to go rescue or teach people to rescue. I don't know.
He does serious shit.
He does serious shit. But, so you got a GS. Is it a standard GS, not a GSA?
Yeah, it's not an adventure.
So it's a Starbucks bike?
It's not an adventure bike yet.
I have yet to get the punch card, but yes.
So what year is it? How many miles?
It's a 2017 with like 27,000 miles on it. I got it for a really great price from our friend GS Dave, who was at the rally last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, good score. Yeah. Nice to keep in a family.
Is it sparkled?
A little bit. I mean, I think it has the stock bash plate. There was a few additions. I can't even remember exactly what they are right now, but yeah, it's pretty stock.
Well, congratulations. That's awesome.
I'm excited.
Great bike.
The GS 1200 was a big leap in technology from BMW. From the 1150 to the 1200, where it went, it lost 50 pounds.
Yeah, right? How does that work?
I know. That and that bike, was that 06 or something? They made the 1200 for a long time. 05? It goes back a good bit. But it's good that this is one of the later ones, not too many miles.
When did they bump it up to 1250?
1250 was not that long before the 1300.
Right.
4 years ago? Am I making this up?
Don't look at me. I got no idea about BMWs.
Well, we went and rode Jocelyn's, remember?
We did. I thought I was flying a UFO. That was a GSA.
Yeah.
With all the Farkles.
And you were on the GSA and I was on the rally.
Yeah.
But congratulations. You got a
great bike.
You got a man bike.
Great bike.
But I remember when they first came out, going for like group rides in the mountains, and there was this guy who had a GS, which up until then, they were still kind of bulky. touring adventure bikes. But that 1200 being lighter, there was this guy who came on a ride. We're on sport bikes, and we couldn't keep up with him on that 1200. Somebody with good riding technique could fly on that thing.
I remember, doing group rides into Twisties a few years ago, and we're all in, like, we're doing pretty good. And all this kind of GS just goes right past us, almost sitting upright, like effortless. And he just booked right through us, past us in the Twisties.
So
they're great bikes.
And not only is it the first big bike you've had with those opposable cylinders, have you gotten used to that feel yet, where you rev the engine, it pulls it upright?
Yeah, I mean, well, you mentioned that the gravity, the center of gravity is way down low, so that's really nice. I do feel it kind of being a little bit heavier than I'm used to at coming from a rest, and then once you get some speed, then it feels light. It feels like any other bike that I've had.
What was your previous bike? Street bike?
I have two. I have the
500?
CB500X, and also I have a Vulcan S650.
Okay.
And those are, I mean, it like at low speeds, it makes the kind of the Vulcan seem flickable, But yeah, once you get some speed on, behind you, then it feels as light as any other bike. It's great.
Yeah. And, like my comment about the Starbucks bike, there are a lot of people who get the climb gear and they get the GSA and all the Farkles, and then they just go to Starbucks. And so we mock them. But then there are the ones who get just the standard GS and wear standard riding gear and use it as a street bike, which is what it's really good at.
Yeah. But don't lane split, because it's the boxer engine. It's kind of
the engine
wide.
Bit of a pig.
Yeah, a bit.
Well, see if it's inside the mirrors, and then you know.
Yeah, just stick your elbows out.
No, your mirrors should hopefully they're inside the mirrors.
The engine's narrower than the mirrors.
Yeah.
If you've got luggage on the back, that's
luggage
wider.
Different story. Even mentally, that fucks with your head. I don't. Anyway.
Well, congratulations, and you're now in a new club. You're too good for us.
The Beamer Club.
Do you wave at the other GS riders now? Are you like, hey, what's up?
I wave at all other two-wheelers on the No, I only wave at the GSers, yes.
No. Yeah, exactly. Well, congratulations. I wanted to get to our next segment, which is a new segment I'm trying out. We're going to see how it goes. We're winging this. But I was, as you do sometimes, just lying in bed thinking, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be fun if we did a segment called True Confessions? I find that even though here at our garage, we're very open-minded and accepting of everyone on everything, but there are still times we kind of make fun of people, like on a GS or,
Scooter.
Yeah, it's just a little fun, but really we're pretty open-minded.
Well, it's a safe space.
But there are many groups or clubs that don't. And there are many like Harley riding clubs that just know Harleys, and they not really interested in a BMW or Honda. Why would they? And then there are people who just ride sport bikes. They're not interested in a big bulky adventure bike, or, you do get these segments where they're just very happy with that clique they're in and not interested. And I thought, you know what? There are a lot of different segments and a lot of different societal norms within them. And I thought, well, maybe it'd be nice. Let's do some confessions of things that are outside of the norms. For instance, I know sometimes we like to mock like the hipsters and their brat bikes and all that. People make fun of like the brown seats. I'm going to admit, I like brown seats.
Oh,
I think they look cool.
I thought you were going to say you were jealous of skinny jeans, but brown seats.
I
is
love
way
the
better.
hipster style.
So, like on the
I do
style bikes.
I like the wax cotton. I like the wax mustaches.
It's like those cafe racer kind of looking seats.
I like it.
Well, what bike would you put a brown seat on? What would your brown seat
Anything.
brown seat bike build be? You can't say anything.
with the right balance. Okay, when I had my Triumph Scrambler,
Mm-hmm.
I started looking for a brown seat.
Brown seat on that, yeah.
Because I'm
Triumphs
like,
seem to lend
"Ugh."
themselves to that for some reason.
Yeah, Bonnie's, I think. Yeah.
Bonneville's,
That's one of my confessions. I love brown seats. I think it looks cool.
yeah. Well, that's the
But if you look
lamest thing
around,
I've ever heard in my
There's
life.
1,000 models
I'm kidding.
here in this room.
With brown seats.
Are there any with brown? I see one.
Hmm?
I see one model with a brown seat. Do you see it yet?
I see that. Is that an R9T?
Yeah, it's an R9T behind you, clothing optional, Jim. It's above your head. It's like a natural leather
Brown
seat. But look they're all black. They're all
Not a lot
black.
come stock, huh?
And I'll share another one, and then I'll let you guys take a turn. I hate black when it comes to motorcycle anything.
Yeah.
I won't wear black gear, black boots, black helmet.
Helmet's the worst.
I don't want black anything. I hate black. I think it's dumb. I want visibility. I want individuality.
It's hot.
I don't get black. I don't understand it.
Well, it doesn't show road grime, for one thing.
That is my true confession.
Yeah,
I
good confession.
I hate black.
Well, say 3 Honda Marys.
Hey, and I want to say, no judgment here. No judgment. Okay. This is a safe space. All right. Who has a true confession they want to share?
Okay. I have, as much as we've talked about Harley
I can't believe we're
Sportsters.
snapping fingers. That's as bad as being fucking vegan.
There's a vegan sitting next
That's
to you,
as bad as
Jim.
being vegan. I love you, Bill. I will fight someone for you any day.
Okay. I have never ridden a Sportster.
No judgment. No judgment.
I think it's kind of cool.
Has everyone here ridden a Sportster?
I'm not even sure.
No.
I never know what I ride
Oh,
when it's a
wow.
Harley.
Okay.
Never been on a Harley
Seance with
myself.
the snapping.
Never been on a...
Never been.
Well, we're getting to your true
Yeah.
confession soon.
I did look at them seriously when I was considering.
But you've ridden many Harleys.
I've ridden road glides. I've ridden full dressers. And I've ridden the Pan America.
Okay.
But I've never ridden a Sportster.
Are you Sportster curious?
I mulled it over, and as I was beginning to say, when I was first looking at getting a new street bike, Sportster was up there on my list. I was looking at the 883 a long time ago.
Okay.
I ended up getting a KLR 650 instead,
Mm.
and then an FJ 1200. So, I kind of
Not the same?
not
Makes no
the
sense.
same. One thing is not like the others.
All right. Anyone else have a true confession? Yes.
I have never, and I really want to experience a naked ride.
Oh,
There you go.
What are you doing in 15 minutes?
Yeah.
I love
Okay.
the snaps.
Well, Jim, are you the only one in the room who's actually done the naked ride?
Oh, the proper naked
Have you
ride?
done one, Bill?
I've done a naked ride on bicycle before,
Okay.
but not
So, Jim,
motorcycle.
can you
Yes.
tell him what to expect?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. You show up. You'd hope there'd be some clam chowder and a fire going, but there's not
Where does clam chowder come in?
because it's cold.
That just
It's
sounds weird. You don't
January.
want something that can get in the crevices.
You want some soup.
I don't want clam chowder in the
You want
crevices.
some clam chowder. You weren't expecting that, were you? Have a confession. But no, you show up with a bunch of like-minded individuals, and you strip down nude, and put your stuff in a garbage bag, and you keep your boots
He
on.
meant clothes.
Yep. Keep your boots on, your gloves on, your helmet on, and you hop on your seat and you roll through downtown. And I don't know, it's hard to describe. Yeah, it's something you kind of experience.
Do you get cold?
Yes. It's January, isn't it? It's like January or February.
January.
It's freezing cold. You go on the freeway for about an exit, but the best part, hopefully it's a popular movie at the Santa Cruz Cinema 9, and then you can roll by the line at the movie theater.
exactly.
At the stop sign, and hey, don't mind me.
I've heard people say that actually it's not as cold as it seems, that you your body just kind of self-insulates.
The adrenaline. That
Yeah.
one exit on Highway 1, though, it gets a little brisk, but it feels good.
Is it freeing?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it's free.
Do you feel exposed? Not that you're naked, but and I'm not wearing my gear, my safety gear,
No, it's I don't know. I would say it's a bit addictive because you get that sense. It's like riding motorcycles in Ohio when you're in a T-shirt and a pair of shorts and flip-flops. And you're like, oh my God, how come we don't do this in California? It feels so good.
Yeah, thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Phil.
Is that what you're hoping to get out of it?
Yeah, I guess my one worry is, will they whistle or will they laugh?
It's cold. They are not
So
going to
I can tell you.
There's shrinkage.
Yeah, there's shrinkage.
I can tell you, because I've not done the ride, but I've hosted many, that the motorcycles are built very well to kind of tuck everything in.
Oh, okay.
So really, there's not a lot flapping about in the wind, unless you're Adrian and stand up on the freeway in a kilt. But no, it all kind of
That's a good bucket list thing.
Yeah.
tucks in, and actually it never looks pervy at all. It just seems like, oh yeah, this is what we do.
Yeah.
So the bikes work out well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, next January,
It's coming up.
put it on your calendar.
I'll make sure that the van ends up back in the
The van for the naked ride. That just got worse.
All right, who else has a
Free candy.
confession?
Sure. I only got a license when I was 34. I know. I was always on a bicycle, and I felt comfortable on two wheels. And I used that as a transition to get a car license because I was
Wait, any license?
I didn't have any
You
license.
didn't have a driver's license.
No judgment.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
judgment.
that's
no
right.
judgment.
There you go.
That's some Santa Cruz shit right there.
A license.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I feel comfortable on two wheels.
Can I ask you questions? So, like, not even driver's license.
No.
Car.
Failed multiple times in driver's license
Oh.
in multiple states.
Is this an anxiety thing?
I think so. Yeah.
Because I know a lot of newer, like, younger people who are like, I don't want the pressure and the responsibility. I'm like, what? All I saw was freedom. That was all I thought. I never weighed out the.
Are you calling me younger? Oh, I'm
No,
flattered.
but I'm saying I never considered things like responsibility.
Well, neither did Bill. He's like,
I was
fuck
just
the
like,
man.
freedom.
I'm just driving without a license.
But talking to younger people who take into account those things, a lot of people choosing not to get a license. So I can get that. So
There's more options now too, with rideshare and
And I was always living
bikes and
living in cities, and I didn't need it. I had a bicycle that I could travel around the cities on, and
Was this like principle? You're like, I'm not getting a license because I'm a bicyclist.
well, at a certain point it was, but like
Yeah.
then I was like, well, I don't know. I'm getting along here. I'm living my life pretty well without anything. At a certain point, I was like, I want to get out and explore more of California, honestly. And that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to use this as a transition to broaden my horizons.
Do you have a license to drive a car now?
Yes.
Okay, 'cause I know you drive a
Do you
car. I just
have
wonder
a
if you
car?
license.
Yes. Yes.
so
and you have the M1.
Yes.
So you got all the endorsements.
what was more taxing for you to get pass the motorcycle test or the car test?
Well, I had the endorsement already. I had to pass
Oh, okay.
the car test and then just apply it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird backwards way.
Did you have to do a driving test or just the written test?
No, I had to do a driving test. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. But no anxiety now. It's
No,
easy.
Yeah.
Do you wish you had gotten it younger?
I don't think so because I think that my experience, biking down, like kind of exploring a city on a bicycle has a lot of value for me. I think that was a great learning experience and it got me up to a point where I was like, okay, I'm really comfortable balancing and being on two wheels and using that knowledge to kind of like, oh, okay, if I have a motorcycle, it's just a bit bigger and then I can get comfortable with the rules of the road and know how to drive at that point. So yeah.
Bicyclists tend to make really good motorcyclists. That's what I've noticed.
would you say?
Yeah, sure.
No, they do, especially dirt bikes.
I came across something a while ago about a woman who had anxiety about getting a driving license because she was afraid of, hitting somebody and this kind of thing. And the thought that occurred to me is that somebody like that should consider riding a motorcycle because you don't have those issues. I know it sounds absurd, but think about it. You don't have blind spots to deal with. you're not feeling.
No, but
like-
everyone's out to get
Yeah,
you.
well, there's that.
Plus, if
Yeah.
you're getting a learner's permit on a motorcycle, instead of having to have someone in the car with you, you can't have someone on the back of the motorcycle. So
Yeah,
you can learn on your own time.
Yeah. So I think that's a great entree for somebody overcoming the anxiety of dealing with the road. You of course, the other parts of learning to ride a motorcycle and the control and all that is a steeper climb, but you're not presenting as much of a threat to the people around you. You are more vulnerable for sure, but
you're not
as threatening either.
You're not throwing as much weight around the road as you would be in a car. Yeah.
All right.
I think that would make a lot of sense for younger people. Well, that brings up another thought. Are younger people considering motorcycles instead of cars as their primary transportation?
Also, what's
Or
funny too
Yeah.
is riding a motorcycle, you're used to clutch work, you're used to, gear changes, and then going to like Europe or whatever, where they have a lot of manual vehicles, I was like, oh, okay, I wonder if I even know how to drive this, and I'm like, oh, actually, this is intuitive. This makes sense because I do this on a motorcycle.
So that clutch work carries over.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah,
Okay.
totally.
Okay.
I think it does.
Oh, there's your 1200 on the wall right there.
The red one?
Yeah.
1200 on the wall.
With the red fairy?
Yeah. Well, I like to, when we're talking about something, I point at it. All right.
To your point, I feel like when I learned to ride, I became a better driver.
You're more aware, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
Very much so.
All right. Jim, do you have any confessions you want to share?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I got scratched in my throat. I get really scared dirt biking. I get really scared
What?
sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. No judgment. No judgment.
No
I can
judgment.
be vulnerable. And I don't know if people do or not, but that's one of the reasons I do it, because there's not a lot of ways you can, an opportunity to face your fears and overcome them. Not that I'm all crazy and stuff, but there's times where I get really scared. It could be an uphill.
Yeah.
And it's not like I ride crazy stuff, right?
No.
But I'll give you an example. Me and Dougie D. Glove, Bill knows him, we were down in Johnson Valley last time in the desert, and we were just bopping around all these nooks and crannies in the rocks and everything, not really knowing where we're going. And next thing you know, there's this really steep downhill, and it was rocky and steep and downhill, and then it just bottomed out into like the road. Like, so it, you go super steep and then bottoms out kind of thing. And it was just one example where I'm like, I was really scared, and I got off the bike and I looked at a couple of different ways, and Dougie did it no problem, like good dirt bikers do, right? But when you're standing there and it's steep and you're like, I'm in the middle of nowhere and I could land on my head and all this stuff could happen. But it's an opportunity to overcome those fears, right? And like think through it and like plan. But I sort of got hope and luck have a lot to do with it. But anyway, it's what we do though. And it's like, you see stuff, it's scary. The trade-off is, if it works out okay, is a sense of satisfaction. And then it opens doors to other cool stuff that you're willing to try. So, and like to Bill's comment, like riding with friends is really great like that. Excuse me, because if you do get in trouble, there's someone to help you or to find a line or something like that. So, and I guess it's like being okay with being scared. Like, yeah, it's probably a survival reflex at this point. Like, you probably should be scared right now, and then pop a Xanax and off we go. But no, I'm kidding.
So
You brought up a good point though. You're riding with somebody who has a lot of skill.
Yeah.
And just by modeling what they do, and you see the lines that they take, and plus seeing someone else actually complete it and do it, kind of builds up your confidence.
It does.
There's no better way to get better at riding than riding with somebody who's better than you.
Yeah, for sure.
Out in Johnson Valley, for instance, I was just following these guys, and Jim and John and everyone, like just looking at what they're doing and trying to follow it. And I fell a shitload of times, if you remember that first year.
Yeah. It was Sandy.
And then you like, okay, no better solution than to throttle out, and it kind of becomes solid under you. And just follow the lines that other people pick, and then you kind of get the gist of it yourself. Yeah.
And I think on a more macro scale, like you feel alive. We've all had experiences like where, oh, that could have been really bad, and you feel really alive afterwards. And I think, dirt bike gives you that. And sometimes you're by yourself and you get scared, but you really think about your decision making, and it gives you a chance to be very self-reliant. But Yeah, I get really fucking scared riding dirt bikes sometimes.
So let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in a situation where you got stuck and you were having a hard time getting out? Like you got stuck down in a valley of doom that you couldn't get out?
Yeah, Anza Borrego.
You mean like Josh did? They don't know that story. Well, tell that story if you finish.
Yeah, no, I did. Well, I mean, Anza Borrego. So Anza Borrego is a big desert area in Southern California outside of San Diego, and it's big. And long story short, yeah, my bike has 100 miles of range. I was doing a loop that wasn't a loop because I got to a big, massive rock thing, and I had some bad crashes. But what I like about it, and in my handguards, I got little sayings. One is no weak shit, and the other one's prepare to overnight. And I think it gives you an opportunity to be self-reliant, which we don't have a lot of these days. And it's not crazy stupid activity, not like camping in a tent in eastern Idaho. But excuse me, I got a cough. But anyway, I'm kind of rambling. But I think taking those chances, especially out in in the wilderness, you get a chance to feel alive, and you get to kind of make some good choices or bad choices and live with those choices. So, but yeah, there's times riding dirt bike. That's my confession. I get really scared.
So remember when our friend Josh did the sheet iron? Was that the year we were there too? Or was it I think it was after.
Oh, was it when he got helicoptered out?
Yeah.
Oh,
and so that happened to him where he and his buddy had gone down into like a ravine.
They thought it was a trail, but it wasn't.
That they couldn't get out of. And they were trapped down there. And so everyone was on this like group ride, but they took like a hard split and went the wrong way. And they couldn't get their bikes out. It was just too steep. They just couldn't get traction. And they had to sleep the night in this ravine with nothing. And then in the morning, I forget how, did somebody hike out or did...
They must have hiked out or something, but
I think somebody hiked out. So the helicopter came in and they're like, just you, not the bikes. And they're like, but our bikes. And they're like, yeah, no, just you. They helicoptered them into town and dropped them off at the Safeway, the grocery store.
Kmart or something.
Which was on the other side of the mountain from where their car was.
Oh, jeez.
So then they had to figure out how to get back to their car. And then they had to find a way to get their bike out. And I remember our friend CJ answered the call. And his way, he's like, he rode in there and then he just would like launch the bike, just pop the clutch and launch it out of this ravine and let it crash and then go and pick it up and just like pop the clutch and shoot it up. It was the only way. But that was like horrifying to me. Like, oh, that can happen?
Yeah.
You can end up stuck in a ravine. So Jim, yours, that actually reminds me of one of mine. I too have a great fear of going downhill. I'm okay going uphill. And one of these instances is...
I just had a memory.
Oh, I think it's the same one I had when we were down south.
Iron? No.
Oh, no. No, I was thinking of the one where we went down south and we were going up some trail and I'm following you and it's going up. No, we went to a new place down. But you were like, don't come. Because it just kept getting steeper and thinner, steeper and thinner.
That was Pozo.
And then I came and now we're stuck halfway up.
Yeah, that was Pozo.
And I have to like turn around and go down. No, but the one that gives me that same kind of fear that I've never like told anyone, because you'll take people out to Hollister Hills. And one of the things I'll do with people once they get their wheels under them a bit is take them up to the Twin Hills hill climb. Not the giant hill climb, but this is not a
moderate
hard one. And it's doable. And you tell people, here's what you got to do to get up it. You just got to stay on it. Let that clutch out. Keep the engine revving. You're going to be bouncing. Watch out for the ruts, but don't let off. Just keep going. And, I can do it. I get to the top and I get these people up to the top. But then you got to go down. And the down is what freaks me out, but I've never told anyone, this is the part I hate, because I'm there building confidence in people and showing them that they can do it. But the going down, because it's steep and it's ruts and it's bumps. But the first part, you can't brake because you're just going to lock up the wheels and slide.
It's just scree.
And you have to just pick up this speed and then get down to where it starts to level out and know that you can then brake and let the clutch out and engine brake. But it's that that moment where you're still in the steep part where you can't brake. And I'm like, ah!
Yeah.
Every time I successfully make it down, but I hate it.
Downhill, especially when it's loose on a dirt bike.
I hate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've gotten many people up it confidently. And I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. Just write it down. So yeah, that reminds me of one. I've been looking around the room trying to think if there's any bikes I've never ridden. There's two that come to mind that are both bikes that are on my list of bikes I want to own someday.
Mm.
So I mean, it's I don't know if it's a confession, but Emma found it interesting that I've never ridden a VMAX, but I've wanted one for about 40 years.
Cool bike.
Cool bike.
Yeah.
A bike you need to respect.
Yeah. Pull your arms off.
There's a VMAX model in here somewhere. I've never ridden one. The other bike that's a new bike, well, new to me, to go on my list. So you guys all have a list of bikes you want to own someday, right? So, and this, I'm going to admit, comes from her friends at F9, Fort 9. When they went around the world on the Ducati...
the Multistrada.
Multistrada. It got me Multistrada curious.
People like their Multistrada. I think you would dig it.
It got me Multistrada
Big leader
curious.
power,
and I've
upright.
put the Multistrada, which I think is a bike that's severely underrated. And I'm going to put it in the same category as your GS 1200.
Yeah.
It's a capable bike that usually just becomes a street bike from people who like to be in the I got a Ducati club.
Didn't Craig get a Multistrada?
Yeah, Craig's got one. I think he still has it.
But I've never ridden one, but it's on my list. Maybe I'll try one someday. Anyone else have any confessions?
Well, we talked about the itch I've been trying to scratch about dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Continue.
And I've settled on my plan. I can't execute it immediately, but as soon as I can, I want to get an FE501.
Yeah, great.
Oh, the Husky.
Yeah.
The confessions part is Neal is going to become a male gigolo to accomplish this
You
task.
rode Charlie's bike.
I did.
Oh, he got that hook in.
Yeah. So it's got the roost going. Yeah.
Do it.
And it's light. It feels like it should. It feels.
Yeah, but how much is that bike?
Well, new, around 10 grand, something like that. Used ones are between $5,000 and $7,000, something like that.
How long have they been making the 501?
Since about 2021 or
so not too
like
many.
that.
Yeah, I would put that bike up with Jim's bike. I mean, it's a 10 grand plated dirt bike.
Yeah, except it's like 50 pounds lighter and 20 more horsepower.
Worth it. I mean, when I've ridden your bike, I'm like, oh, I see the difference.
These European bikes are next level, though.
I see the difference.
Does that share DNA with Norden?
With the Pillins. The Vit Pillins, isn't it?
Okay.
No, that's a 401 and a 701. So, which is the same as like a 690.
But
What is
there's
the
that
501?
like Norton 701 or something, 501. Yeah.
And I think there's a Vit Pillin 501 also.
I thought it was a 401.
I don't think there is a 401.
Okay, I have a true confession. I can never remember if it's a pit villain or a Vit Pillin.
VIP.
Vip?
VIP.
I always think it's a pit. I think of a rattlesnake. It's a pit villain.
I have a confession. I can't keep track of KTM, Husqvarna, or Harley Davidson models to save my life. Harley Davidson especially.
What do you mean?
Hardly dribbles.
Harley Davidson, my God.
Okay, yeah, right.
I'm like, it's a Harley.
I get it.
It's a Harley.
Yes. For people who aren't like Harley riders, you have no idea what
No,
the
except for that
difference is between
750 flat
them.
tracker. Yeah, it's about the only one I can identify.
It's clothing optional, Jim. You're like, yeah, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
I can identify a few.
Yeah, I like the Astroglide is my favorite model.
To you, it's basically they got the Sportster, the Bagger, and the other one.
Yeah.
Right?
They got the ones. Some of them have luggage and fairings, some of them don't.
Yeah.
Some you wear Vans when you ride them.
You mean
Some
the
you wear
FXR ST?
Yeah, exactly.
Or FLST, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's a whole alphabet soup.
The FLST, is that the Springer?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no.
You got the wrong group of people.
I tried to learn at one
So
point.
my confession, I'm clueless about most of that, even though I've read about it. It just doesn't sink in. Like, come on, they do give them names, but when I say, oh, I rode a CVO Road Glide, I couldn't tell you what model number it is, right? I just know what it was.
Well, the Fat Boy and the Fat Bob and the
Yeah, so all that lore that gets mixed in with them, it's like, oh, come on. That generation is aging out. Get with it, Harley. You got to change your tune a little bit.
Ooh, Neal.
Are you
trying to piss off some listeners?
I am not alone in this opinion.
No, it's true. But I mean, that's a whole nother conversation in that I personally believe, I don't know, I mean, I guess this is a true confession. I personally believe, my opinion, that Harley Davidson is being dragged to its death by its dealers and riders that don't want it to change and don't want to allow it to diversify. Like, they keep trying with the Livewire, which then has to become its own brand, and then the Pan America, which they built a legit bike, and they brought in gear and everything to the Harley Davidson dealerships.
But to be fair, Harley riders kind of are into the Pan America, though.
Yes, it's more accepting, but look at the Buells that weren't. Look at the 500, the Street 500, Street 750, which were kind of pieces of shit. But Harley's trying to diversify and have something else to offer.
Haven't people said Harley's going out of business for a long time now, and they just don't seem to?
I don't know how many bikes they sell.
I don't know.
Not a lot anymore. I'm just saying that they try. They keep trying to diversify, but their fans don't want them to.
Yeah, people want a Harley. A big V12.
Well, that pig is steadily moving through the snake, the demographic bulge. And
well, Neal, what brand do you think is doing it right then? What brand is setting themselves up for future success?
CF Moto.
Ooh.
I think they're doing really well. I think Yamaha is absolutely killing it with their model line. I big respect to them. Especially the twin cylinder platform is doing really well for them.
Royal Enfield.
Royal Enfield is yes, they are. They're bringing in the hipsters.
Yeah,
and they're making just quality product now.
They've upgraded their yes, they're a world bike now, pretty much.
I mean, I always think Triumph does a really good job at diversifying, but honestly, I think BMW is one of the best. Just the fact that they put the same engine in so many different styles of bikes, and they were one of the first. That's something I want to talk to them about.
You mean like Suzuki does?
Well, that's something I want to talk to them about. I don't think we realize how many things. Like if you look at the V-Strom SV650, what else is that engine in? It's in a bunch of stuff, right?
It's in that new
the XSR
crossover. What the?
No, that's. Or even
PS6,
even my FJ09, MT09, FZ09. It's in a bunch of stuff. But I think that BMW is the first that really was doing that.
Who do you think is the top seller of motorcycles in America?
In America, Kawasaki.
No, it's Harley.
Yeah.
Why do you say Kawasaki?
Because they're killing it globally.
And why do you say Harley?
I remember seeing something that they still have the number one sales in the U.S.
I'm just going off the interweb. Harley Davidson and Kawasaki Kawasaki has overtaken Harley Davidson and Honda to become the top-selling motorcycle brand. The Kawasaki Z650 seems to be. Yeah, so Kawasaki recorded a 14% sales surge, driven by demand for its Ninja and Z-Series bikes.
Mm-hmm.
I love my Vulcan S. I mean, it pulls. They know how to build an engine, and it feels like it's much more powerful than 650.
Well, I mean, you're looking at individual bikes. Kawasaki Heavy Industries, I mean, just generally globally is doing really well.
They're a strong company with deep resources that the others don't necessarily have, especially Suzuki. They're running thin, and they keep recycling the same platforms. They're good platforms. But
So segment leaders I thought interesting. Cruisers touring, Harley Davidson remains dominant with the Street Glide and Road Glide. Sport Naked, the Ninja 400 and Z650.
Yeah.
And then dual sport is Bill's CRF 300L.
Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah. Good all around. Well, thank you very much for
I feel much better.
confessing, getting
Thank
that off,
you.
getting that off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great, it's
Do
been
2 oil
lifted off.
changes and a brake flush.
But here's an opportunity for our listeners out there. I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What is your true confession?
There's going to be some pervy stuff coming in.
What things do you like that goes against the norms? And those might be the societal norms in your group, maybe, not just overall, Or what things have you never done that people just assume you have? Like, never ridden dirt. What? When I found out that Emma had never actually ridden dirt bikes, where I'm like, what? We just assumed she knew everything.
And then she did.
So, yeah. Send us your true confessions. Neal, how can they reach us?
they can reach us at motorcyclesandmisfits@gmail.com.
All right. Before we go on to our next subject, Jim, you out of here?
I'm going to bounce. Yep.
Too
Cheers,
bad you're not
everybody.
going to get to tell your cool story because we're about to talk about passengeering.
Oh, about when you rode bitch on my bike? Cheers.
All right. See you, Jim. Neal, you brought this up. You wanted to talk about passengeering. I think I made up a word, but I think it sounds good. Yeah.
Or pillioning.
And I think this is a good topic. In fact, I use this on my WRWR app this week. Again, if anyone would like to download the app, it is free. Anyone can use it. And this is why, yes, men cannot participate in the relay. That's the only thing. But we put challenges on there to challenge people to become better riders. And one of the things I put this week was be a passenger pillion and ride with a passenger pillion. Because I've become aware that there are people who never ridden with a passenger. Have you ridden with a passenger, Bill?
Yes, yeah.
Jim?
Only twice.
Okay, so not experienced with it.
Right.
Are you comfortable with it?
Yeah, I could use some practice.
So this is something that I'm like, oh yeah, this is something that's not necessarily intuitive to everyone.
And it isn't something that you get an opportunity to practice in any of the motorcycle training courses, as far as I know. I've never taken one. That's another confession. I've never taken an MSF or total control course. So
I just did it last year for the first time. I took all the classes.
So it's an advanced skill. I think it goes in that category. And so taking on a passenger, you have to consider several things.
Mhm.
One, the bike itself. Is the bike suitable for the kind of passenger that you intend to take? So one issue that I face is somebody who's older and whose passenger is somewhat older is how mobile are they in terms of being able to swing a leg over just getting on the bike?
Yeah.
So this is so last year or 2 years ago when my wife and I took a motorcycle tour in Ireland, we had only spent a limited time on my V-Strom getting used to being passengers, but we had never done it on a bike with full gear. And what happened the very first minute that she tried to get on the bike with me on it, we tipped the bike over. Boom. And yeah, so that was rather embarrassing. And part of it was, the bike is taller. It's not one that you can get your feet flat on the ground on. So taller bikes require some planning to get on. So I'm narrowing this down to my own experience. So, obviously cruisers are easy to get on and this kind of thing. What we worked out is have her get on the bike first. So, have the side stand down. She would climb up on the back so she didn't have to swing her leg over. And one little detail, she had had hip surgery about a year prior. So she was still recovering from that. She's doing very well though. So she would climb on, settle in, and then I would kind of swing my leg in between, do the high leg lift and slide in, and that worked for us. So that's what we did for the rest of the trip. I would like to see more information from other listeners about how they solve that problem as well. So getting on the bike, stopping the bike is a challenge because you've got a passenger. It changes the balance of the bike. The bike is heavier. They may move a little bit, to settle on the seat while you're doing that. So when you come up to stop, you really got to get your feet down quickly to make sure. So that was bike drop number 2. Same day. On our way to Killarney is we had pulled off to look at directions and I just didn't get my right foot down quite quickly enough, and the bike tipped over on the right side again. And she went flying, and that's the side that she had her hip surgery on, so that was not so great. We were kind of rattled by this whole experience of dealing with this. So we worked out that, she needs to stay very still as I come to a stop, and I needed to be very mindful to get my feet down. So the other aspect of riding is low speed riding with a passenger is a challenge because the bike's heavier and it handles differently a little bit.
So can I tell you my spiel?
Sure.
So whenever I get a passenger, I ask them, have you done this before? A lot of times they're new. They don't know what they're doing. So I have a spiel that I give them. All right. The first thing I say is, just so you know, you only get on the bike from the left-hand side, and I need you to check with me to make sure I am ready before you get on. Because sometimes they're just start to climb on and you're not ready. So you tell them, all right, wait until I'm ready. And the way you're going to do it is you're going to put your hand on my shoulder. You can put your left foot on the peg, stand up, swing your leg over, sit down. It's as simple as that. When you exit the bike, you're going to do the same thing in reverse. I want you to stand up, swing a leg over, and then step down on the ground with your hands on my shoulders. I find when people try and swing a leg, they're off balanced. I've seen it happen where people getting off the bike, they put one foot on the ground, then they drag their leg over, get their heel caught and pull the driver and the bike over. So I tell them, here's what you're going to do. And just go ahead and pull yourself up. All right, are you good? And then I make them feel comfortable and I say, all right, you have some control here. First off, I want you to stay balanced with the bike. So if the bike is leaning, you lean. I don't want you to do anything where you actually feel like you're leaning, other than I want you to just stay fixed to the center of gravity on the bike. Also, if you feel like I'm going too fast and you want me to slow down, tap me twice. Mm-hmm. But if you're having a good time and you want me to speed up, just tap me twice.
So let me ask you, would that same technique work with a bike that has a tail box?
A sissy bar, tail box, yes.
So you think as a person with somewhat limited mobility could make their way onto a bike with you on it and thread their leg through between the saddlebag and the foot peg and do all that? Yes.
In fact, like I personally have trouble pulling myself up onto a bike, but they have the advantage of having their hands on your shoulder to help pull them up. Once they stand up on that, now they can just lift their foot up over the seat.
Okay.
Because the passenger pegs tend to be a bit higher. This is the same on a cruiser, on a touring bike, any bike at all. It's the same thing. They always just check with me and make sure that I'm ready. I'm grounded. Okay. I got my legs out. You can go. I personally, when I am taking a passenger for a ride, I try and take one of my bikes with a top box. I like to give them that security of having something behind them, not necessarily to lean back on, but to feel like they're not going to fly off. Because I've almost lost a passenger before when I started to accelerate while they were like looking around and not ready and not holding on. The most key piece of information I find to communicate to a passenger is to tell them to grip with their knees. They start feeling around. Well, what should I grab? Should I hold your shoulder? Should I grab your waist? Like they don't know what to hold on to. And I say, I want you to grip with your knees and use your core to stay upright. This will prevent two things. One, while I'm decelerating or braking, it prevents them from sliding forward into me.
Right.
Two, while I'm accelerating, it prevents them from flying backwards. All they have to do is grip with their knees. So I often instruct them to put their hands on like a grab rail. They can grab me if they want, but I like to get them actually off of me. I don't like it when a passenger is like holding onto my upper body, because then that prevents me from doing my input to the bike.
That's
but
something
when they grip with their knees, then they're anchored to me and the bike.
Yeah.
And it makes them feel a lot better. So that's the number one thing I tell people is gripping their knees. That it's not intuitive. They don't think to do that. And
the other thing is that you mentioned about, don't grab by the shoulder or and higher up on the body, because that influences it affects the rider.
Plus, if they get nervous, then if they're gripping with their knees, they're not squeezing you in your torso and cutting off your circulation.
Yeah. So how do you prevent the passenger's helmet from bumping into the back of your helmet?
Gripping with their knees,
right,
and tightening their core. The other thing is that just having them put their hand on your back. If they're gripping on their knees, they're not going to fly anywhere. And especially if I'm riding with the top box, they suddenly realize, oh, I don't have to hold on so tight. Because what has the momentum is their upper body. That's where their weight is. It's going to be thrown about. When they grip in their knees and lock their core, they're kind of they're not going to do that. So they're welcome to put their hand on my back. And on some bikes I've seen, on sport bikes, they'll actually put their hand through onto the tank. So they can push on the tank and keep from sliding forward. But usually they have to be paying attention. And that's a thing. It is a skill to be a good passenger. You have to participate and be aware. I mean, you ride with your wife a lot. Is she a good passenger?
She's an excellent passenger. Once we got over the mounting and dismounting business, she's very aware and stays with me when in the twisties and does just fine. We rode some really challenging roads when we were in Ireland that had switchbacks, and she did just fine with it. So yes, 100% excellent.
Worst passengers are children. Do you know why?
They don't sit still.
They fall asleep.
Oh,
that's
wow. Okay.
So that's why they have those strap systems. Have you seen these?
No.
So it's think like a figure eight. One strap goes around your waist and the other strap goes around them. That's why I was in a motorcycle club years ago back in Atlanta, and one of the women, her nephew was like 9, would come on our rides, and his nickname in the club was Strap On. We're like, just wait 9 years to figure that one out, because she had to put a strap on because he would fall asleep on the bike. They also make, I don't know if you've seen, I have one out in the garage. It's a belt with 2 handles on the side.
Yeah, my friend Eddie has one of those with his passenger, and it works really well. And he's got a GS, and he rides the wheels off of the thing with her on it, and they're so fast.
It doesn't help with the sleep thing, though.
Kids, they just go limp and fall off. But I will tell you, the best passenger I've ever seen, some of the most impressive riding. So my good friend Moin over in Pakistan, he can ride like a demon on these bikes that are not necessarily made for doing the off-road riding we're doing, these like little CB 150Fs. I've seen him like jump like like 8-foot canals on these bikes. He's crazy. But then when his wife, Anne, came with us, and when he stands up, she stands up. She keeps her hands holding on to like his jacket around his waist. And so when he stands up, she goes up with him, and they're riding, standing up, bouncing through all the dips and bumps. And then when he goes down, she goes down, and she grips her knees. And then when he stands up, she's right there with him. It was the most incredible thing to see. He was doing some aggressive dirt riding And she just knew how to stay with him.
Well, I was going to ask about that too, because if you're going into a turn, do you want the passenger to move their body with you?
You want them to keep their body aligned with yours. So if you're leaning into the corner, they should lean with you.
It depends. I want them to stay with the center of gravity of the bike, because then that's predictable. If they lean with me, they're changing the center of gravity and changing the trajectory.
Yeah, they might not move back to the center when it's time to move back.
I want them to stay with the center of the bike.
Right.
Okay.
That way I'm leaning and I'm controlling the bike and it doesn't affect it.
Yeah, wondering if it's up to the rider, if it's like the rider who just has the preference, or is there like a better way to do it, you know?
Yeah. Another thing I do when I have a rider on, sometimes I will say, all right, I just want you to be aware that you have input to the bike. I said, we're going down the road now without me seeing or knowing when. I just want you to put one arm all the way out to the side. And then the bike kind of turns that way because they've changed the balance and the drag slightly. And I let the bike I don't correct, I let it kind of go. And then they bring an arm and I correct it and they're like, oh. Like, I want them to understand. Because I've had people in the back four who are like turning around and looking and taking pictures and waving at people. And I'm like, ooh. I want them to be aware that they have input to the bike. It's as simple as that. The other thing I like to do with passengers who are afraid is I say, okay, on this next straightaway, I want you to put your hands on my shoulders and I want you to stand up.
Ooh.
I want them to know that they can move around. They're not going to fall off. They can stand up. Okay. And they sit back down and it didn't change anything because they stayed in the center of the bike. Then I'm like, okay, now on this next turn here, put your arms out like we're flying. And if they put both arms out like they're wings of an airplane, I can still go through the turn. It doesn't change anything. And now they can feel that sensation that we do. That is the closest thing to flying without leaving the ground. So those are a couple things that I do to make my passengers be a little more comfortable and to get that feeling of the wind and the thrill.
I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
I think Betty Lou would be totally down for that.
Do you guys have any more input you want to share on passengering?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too long ago where, you know, it was like 7-8 years ago when I learned to ride, and it just kind of reminds me that, yeah, these things don't come intuitively. You need to, and yeah, when you're mentioning like just giving them a short tutorial or a short, you know, introduction to being a good passenger, it makes sense because you need to explain what's going on because it's not just
they don't know
common sense or anything. Yeah.
But they are an active participant in it. True confession, I am a horrible passenger. I have to close my eyes. It is the scariest thing in the world to me, and I am not naturally afraid of things I should be afraid of. Except for the back of a bike.
That's a place where you're giving up an awful lot of control.
Even when I've like Jim was saying, one time we're out on a ride and I noticed that my tire had gotten bald, and I was like, we still got like 100 miles to get home. I think it's better if we just leave it, and I'm gonna have to ride on the back of his bike. Oh, I did not. And this is somebody who I trust. The other problem is this was on his FZ1. My legs would not bend enough to get onto the foot pegs. It was such a tight on that, like a sport bike. I couldn't get my legs only bend this much.
That would be a bad time for you.
Did you ride with
I just had my feet dangled down. Yeah, just dangling in the wind.
Oh, I have another confession related to that. So a long time ago, I broke my right leg on a dirt bike, and I was rehabilitating from that. And a friend of mine and my brother and a couple of other people wanted to go see speedway races at Oakland Coliseum on the ice. He says, "Okay, how are we going to do that?" I said, "Well, you can come on BART and we'll meet you down there, and you can hobble in your crutches to get to the Coliseum." Okay, cool.
Okay, just going to the Oakland Coliseum is scary.
Yeah. So we did that and saw the races, and then what happened was that BART had shut down by the time the races were over. I says, well, how am I going to get home? I don't have any way to get home. This is before Uber or anything like that. So my friend Ed says, here, hop on the back of my shadow. I'll hold your leg up and we'll just ride you that way. So I got the 3/4 leg cast that's sticking out and he's hanging on to it. Actually, it was my left leg.
It had to be your left leg.
It was my left leg. So he's hanging on to it with his clutch hand and using his throttle hand. And that's how I got home with my, 4 weeks out of, having a freshly broken leg. Riding, 70 miles an hour down Highway 880 to get home.
Did you
Bad
notice
decisions.
the looks you got on the highway?
I'm sure I got plenty of interesting looks. Yeah.
Nice. Well, there you go. I mean, I think it is important to learn how to be a passenger as well. I hate it, but I know how to do it. But yeah, if you're taking someone out for a ride, give them the instructions. It'll make a better experience for both of you. So thanks for bringing that up, Neal. We got a bunch of emails to get to. Neal, this first one I'm reading, but I think you'll appreciate this.
Okay.
This is from our friend Alan Wills, and he says, "Huzzah, motherfuckers!
Hey, Alan.
Greetings from my hospital bed.
Oh, no.
Following your riveting TED Talk on fluid dynamics and non-Newtonian liquids, some friends and I were inspired to delve further into this fascinating subject. We distilled Bagel and Neal's lecture down to 9 words.
Well done.
The more you beat it, the harder it gets."
Oh, boy.
It stiffens.
Okay, calm down. It says, over a couple of pints in the pub last night, we hatched a cunning plan to test your hypothesis. Rather than using the D3O armor that we had in our jackets, we looked around to find other non-Newtonian fluids to test. Unsurprisingly, having had a couple more drinks, we settled on custard as our test liquid. Big Dave, Legless Allie, and I piled into my trusty transit van with my teetotal wife behind the wheel, and we rushed home, hoping to advance science just a little bit further. Rooting around the kitchen cupboards, we found a giant 5-gallon jam-making pot and 3 packets of the finest Bird's custard powder. We left the pot to boil and concentrated on the next problem: how to contain the custard around my body before the test could take place. Are you following along? This is getting
Kind of.
interesting. He says, as luck would have it, I was recently gifted my uncle's old one-piece rain suit, which I'd kept, despite it being 3 sizes too large. We figured if it keeps rain out, it should keep custard in, right? After a stiff drink, purely for courage, you understand, the custard was ready,
As
and I
one does.
clambered into the rain suit. We loaded up the transit and set off to our favorite straight road for testing. The idea was simple. Mrs. would drive at a steady 30 miles per hour until Big Dave was ready to throw me out the back door. If the science was to be believed, the custard would transform on impact from a liquid to a more solid state and protect me when I hit the road. What could go wrong? This is science, right?
It is science.
How are you feeling about this, Neal? How do you think this is going to go?
It sounds like a Guy Ritchie movie.
He says, we reached our test location, checked that we knew our roles, and the van rolled into action. Once we'd hit 30 miles per hour, Legless Allie held the neck of the suit open, and Big Dave poured the entire pot of custard through the opening. Fuck! Perhaps we should have let the pot cool before using it.
Well, yeah, that would have helped.
The custard oozed down the suit, giving me 3rd-degree burns as it settled into place. I screamed in pain as the suit ballooned until it looked like I was wearing one of those inflatable sumo wrestler suits. My agonizing scream startled my wife, causing her to press harder on the gas. The transit lurched forward. I was caught off balance and crashed into Legless Allie, who braced himself, one hand on the roof, the other on the back door handle, which gave way under his weight. The door opened and was caught by the wind, wrenching it from Allie's hand.
Oh, my God.
By this stage, the custard had boiled my privates, and I just wanted the ordeal to be over. I screamed at the top of my voice, "Toss me off, Dave! Toss me off!"
Tulsa.
I must have lost consciousness at that point and woke up in this hospital bed. So for my report, I cannot confirm whether a custard-filled rain suit could be used as an alternative to body armor or airbag vest, and I feel I ought to warn against any further experimentation. But hey, science is fun, kids. Keep learning. The doctors say I should be healed in a few weeks and skin grafts should be necessary. So there's a bright side to every plan. Yours in pain, Alan, not Steve, having flunked science in high school.
It reminds me of kind of like a Twinkie model
my
where there's
God.
an outer layer and then the custard inside. And then
So-
inside that, there's the inner layer. Right?
Consensus, Neal, would custard have worked as a good non-Newtonian fluid?
I think that it requires further study on more controlled conditions, but pro tip: make a big vat of it and just try walking across it like kids do when they make oobleck. That would have been easier.
I'm gonna admit true confession. I'm not entirely sure that is a true story.
Yeah.
I want pictures.
You doubt the veracity?
Pictures. All right, Neal, you got one to read there?
Yes. This is from Madison Baker.
Hey, Madison.
From Tulsa, Oklahoma.
All right.
And they write, we would like to get more information about starting something here in Oklahoma.
Oh.
Love the podcast and what you do for the community. Very intrigued to know what would be involved in starting a recycle garage here, and whatever you can say to help is very welcomed.
All you need are chairs and 10mm sockets. I believe if this is in response to the episode where we suggested more people
Why
should
doesn't
open up
everybody
something like that.
recycle?
Why doesn't everybody recycle? Then the answer is in that that episode. I think we talked quite extensively about the pros and cons and the fears and the rewards. But it really comes down to people who have that just do it mentality and don't think about all the things that can go wrong. We were just talking today about, because I was teaching Sophia how to do some customization. She's never used the drill press or the grinder. I'm like, all right, these are two of the most dangerous tools here. And she did it successfully and modified some, made it fit, and it was a cool thing. And I think she was feeling like, cool, I did a thing. And somebody said, have we ever had any bad accidents? Not really. There was a hot glue gun accident with a kid who got burns on his hand. But no. And that's the thing. I could live in fear of all the things that could go wrong, but then I never would have learned all the things that go right. So the first thing is just do it. And then really the other thing is you can't necessarily expect that how we do things here will fit in your environment, in your community, in your space. It really depends on the space you have available and the time you have available and the community and what they're looking to do. So there you go. That's my advice. I hope you consider doing it. All right, Jim, you got an email?
Yes, ma'am. This is from Megan.
Hey, Megan.
Hi, Megan. Hello. My first time listening to the podcast, and it just so happens you are talking about the bike that brought me back to riding.
Ooh.
I bought my Rebel 500, Dev, short for devastation,
Yeah.
after leaving a 15-year marriage.
Ooh.
I took all the money I had earned at a small job and would not be stopped. I needed a motorcycle in my life. I was raised with motorcycles as a way of life. I fell asleep on gas tanks as a baby. And as a child crashed in many a ditch being a poor judge of throttle. Motorcycles were one part of me I felt I could get back when everything else seemed unstable. 7 years together now, and I have wondered if I've outgrown Dev, but I doubt I will ever let her go. As to a favorite moment on a motorcycle, I keep coming back to being 11 years old on my XR100. I came up to my first creek crossing without one of my many motor dads around to bail me out if I failed. My confidence wavered. My brother had already made it across. He waved his arms, pointing to the line and yelling through his helmet because we were not allowed to split up. If I didn't cross, the ride ended there. I had to decide, go for it or turn back. I shifted into first, stood on my pegs, stead throttled through to the other side without even getting wet. A big victory for a small kiddo.
Nice.
That is the first time I remember the calm of committing to the ride, clearing my mind. It's countless moments like this that have made motorcycles a part of my identity. A place I return to over and over again to quiet the chaos of life and reclaim myself.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah.
Thank you for the invitation to share. I am glad to have found your show. I hope to visit the garage soon.
Hey, thanks, Megan. All right. So if you didn't know, when you finish reading it, you fold it in half. That way we know it's been read and you just throw it on the floor. All right, Bill.
This email is from JP Footdragger Smith. I was a senior in high school in 1968 when a friend offered me a ride on his new motor scooter, and I never wanted to stop. A kind-hearted Liza named Jim Bush
Oh, cool.
held an open garage in Mesa, Arizona, every weekend to show kids how to work on their bikes, and gradually I became the owner of a 1951 BSA Thumper.
Oh, cool.
We all would take off in the evenings, Arizona remember, and ride for hours through the desert, roaring back down the empty main street, 5 abreast late at night. I'm 76 now and still ride my Ducati Monster 3 days a week to the gym while listening to your podcast. Thank you so much for sharing.
Cool.
Well, it's impressive. You make it to the gym 3 times a week. You're doing better than me. I only make it about once a week, and I got to do better at that. So thanks for the inspiration.
Thank you very much. All right. I have another one here. Let's see. I got a couple to read. Let's go with this one. Oh, this is our friend Ian. It says, hey, Misfits, I'm writing to share an achievement I recently unlocked. 365 days of consecutive motorcycle riding.
Nice.
That's some real biker shit right
Nice,
there. Yeah. I started riding laps on December 1st, 2025, but visiting my family in New York City that March interrupted a truly consecutive run. So I throttled on until March 25th, 2026 to reach the achievement, sans asterisk. Ah, I see. So you didn't start on January 1st. You had to start March after the, yeah. I rode all those hours on an XR200 and sometimes an XR100 a la Gary Davis. Right on. I'm blessed to have a small motocross track near my house in the woods. So running a daily moto in the snow, mud, and the rain was a great way to sharpen my skills as an off-road rider. I attached a few photos of the old Hondas and a large format shot my friend took of me in one of my favorite corners. The trophy for my self-imposed torture test was a turkey and bacon sandwich my wife Danielle made for me. Victory never tasted more sweet. Have any of you ever ridden every day for a year? Please consider issuing the same challenge to your incredible listenership. Perhaps some sort of receipt of the accomplishment can earn them a turkey and bacon sandwich a year or more from now. All the best. Thanks for the inspiration. That is cool. I don't know. There was a period in my 20s when I lived in Boston that I never owned a car, just a motorcycle. I can't say I rode every day because it snowed there and I couldn't ride on big snow days. I usually bummed a ride from a friend to work. But no, that's a good challenge. I mean, here we can do it. It's not hard.
May get a little wet, but rain ain't snow.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, especially when I moved here and I worked at a motorcycle place. So I'd take one of my 5 bikes to work every day. I'd rotate them every day of the week.
Even when I only had a bike in 2019 and no car, I don't think, there's always days when...
Yeah, like Thanksgiving. Yeah, I don't think I went for a ride on Thanksgiving. But you have an advantage that you have a little dirt track. So that's pretty cool.
Honorable achievement,
nice.
For sure.
All right, you got one here, Neal?
I sure do. This is from Junkie, who writes, "Hey, WikiWax, it's ye old Junkie coming to you from
Junkie Turd Man.
He's the turd man himself.
coming to you from behind the oddly penis-shaped windmill and long fin. It must be from Iceland, I think. Or maybe Scotland. I'm not sure. I'm reaching out to geek out at Emma's brief quip during episode 668. After answering Liza's question about Joan of Arc's role in the Siege of Orleans, Emma briefly broke into song. I instantly recognized it as a facsimile of Kraftwerk's The Model, but of course substituted by Emma with She's a Rebel around 1 minute 8:55. I think this is the only time I've ever heard a reference to Kraftwerk using a melody from Kraftwerk in a podcast, and it was so fleeting that I doubt anyone picked up on it. If she could work Warm Leatherette into the next show, I shall let her sign my boobs the next time we are together somewhere. Warm Leatherette.
How funny.
It is always pure joy to hear a moment of brilliance in an otherwise knockless world.
Knock was here today.
Yeah. Thanks for the good times and the acute glimpse into Teutonic techno history. Well, back to the Dick House. Bye.
Wir fahren auf der Autobahn.
Well, I was pointed at, so I have a letter here from Casey. Hey, Liza, can't believe Rebels were mentioned in a positive way. And to hear about the CMX 450, I never thought I'd hear about my bike, as I had hardly seen anything about it online either. Attached is a picture.
Cool.
Shown to the room there. Ever since we put new Mikuni carbs in it, she's not starting up right, and I'm wondering if it's got something to do with putting new parts in old bikes. I let it sit for so long because I had a kiddo, so I needed a lot. However, we did take it to get repairs even. Battery was charged, fuel tank neutralized and flushed, spark plugs changed, the dual carbs were cleaned and custom jetted for the Mikunis, new petcock, intake boots, fuel line, and vent lines. It still needs some things for sure, but I can't get it to start up yet again after they definitely got it to start up at the shop. I'm very fond of this bike, as I started from way too big and went down and down to this little perfect size cruiser for a 5-foot tall newbie. But I'm at the point where I think I'm going to finance a bike that just works.
Yeah.
I got endorsed before I had my kid, but I am out of practice by now. I want to keep this one and get it going to eventually, though. And it's a bike that's not sought after, is more expensive to repair than to sell. So after getting a new bike, I want to do something weird to it. Any suggestions, Misfits?
So first off, on getting it started, the easy hack here is, so what are you missing? So the first thing is get starter fluid. We don't know, is it getting gas? Is the carb filling up? Or is it like a clog? Mm-hmm. It could be a vacuum. There's a lot of things. Just spray starter fluid right into the air box and see if that starts. Now that'll confirm you have a spark. Mm-hmm. So the spark isn't the problem, it's the gas. If you spray the starter fluid and nothing happens, then you got to look at the spark. And it could be something as simple as the ground on the battery is loose. It's going to be something simple. But yeah, putting new bikes, new parts in an old bike, it should work. It needs to be, it may not work perfect if it needs to be tuned, have the air screw mixture fine-tuned, but it should run. Mm-hmm. So you're missing something.
Is this bike old enough to have points in it?
Well, they were pretty unchanged, the 250s. Mm. I don't think so. But it was running before.
Okay.
So it's something that's missing. Those are the two simplest things. It's also, you didn't just say, is it clicking or is it turning over? Is it turning over quickly? Is it turning over slowly? And that's another thing that happens quite often when a battery, if it's not brand new, and you can have a fully charged but older battery, its cranking amperage is low. So it's not turning it over fast enough. It needs to turn it over fast enough to actually create the spark.
Oh, what also happens is if the battery becomes high resistance, when you try to crank it, the voltage drops and you don't get enough voltage to run the ignition.
So there's a couple things to check, but the easiest thing is use the starter fluid. Now, do something stupid to yes. I recommend knobbies and motocross bars and anything else. And then I like when people put either like antlers or parts from animals on it. I think that's cool.
And it should have a brown leather seat.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, you could be like a deer hide seat. Just do something crazy. You can't, I mean, just that's what these bikes are great for. Just expression.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
It's your bike.
Yeah. Thank you.
But keep the OEM parts to put back on when you want to sell it.
They're not really. I know that the 450 is rare, but they're not worth anything. So it's not like a CB 750 that goes up in value. There's no point. Yeah. All right, Bill, you got one there?
Yes, I do. Cliff from
Cliff. What's the last name?
Cliff Clavin.
No.
Norm.
Hey y'all. Hope all's well. I don't know where they're from, so I'm not going to do the accent.
Oh, come on.
Well, where are they from?
I don't know.
Tell me.
Cliff Clavin, that sounds Boston to me. Come on.
Clavin.
Get with it.
Hi y'all. I hope all's doing well. Just sharing a brief experience I had. Maybe a friend.
They don't all shout in Boston, just so you know.
I do know. I lived there. Melina's first bike.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to start over.
Oh, this is Nate. He's local.
Hey, y'all. I hope all's well. Just sharing the brief experience I had on maybe our friend Melina's bike. A second or third hand, well-used Rebel 250 with the customary cracked tires and low side tank dents, rusted, oxidized, and tweaking everything. I rode back over 17 for her, and it certainly needed some love. I helped her go through it and had it for a bit. Got it the old 250 safe and spiffy, then went for a good test ride in the hills and had a effing blast. It even passed a Prius going uphill on 9, barely. I probably started the poor old lady, so she slowed. I probably startled the poor old lady, so she slowed down.
Yeah, it's riding a slow bike fast is more fun than riding a fast bike slow.
I eventually tickled the chassis limits going downhill on Felton Empire and felt something odd. Where the front and rear of the bike aren't really going the same direction anymore. I felt like a flame. Felt like fame is hinged in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I had this crazy hinged swing bike contraption as a kid, and it felt like that. Anyway, it righted itself out and left me laughing my ass off, leaning way off the bike into the next turn, but knowing it might get a little spongy in the middle. It's just good, pure fun. I still smile every time I see one. Here's a pic of me looking through the old gal. She cleaned up real nice. Cheers, Nate.
Hey, Nate. I've had that feeling.
I have PS too.
Oh, yeah?
PS. Thanks, Emma. The old V-Strom is still running like new at 53K. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And thanks, Liza, for doing this valuable community service all these years.
Thank you. Yeah, I remember I've had that feeling on my Versus, which unsettled me. But I believed it was due to the fact that those are a single-sided spring, rear spring, that it felt like it kind of contorted a little bit sometimes when I was in a turn and had a dip, and it was like, ugh, I felt like the bike kind of twisted. But the Rebel has got opposable shocks, so I'm not sure how. I mean, possibly.
Seems like a swing arm bearing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it could be if it's one of the older ones. That is a very unsettling feeling, though. I know that feeling. Well, thanks, Nate. All right, I got one last one, and this one is a good one. This is from Harley fanboy Mark. He says, "Hello, gang. I just wanted to reach out and say thanks and to share how much your podcast has influenced me." Oh, that's sweet. "I stumbled upon your show a couple years ago while doing some research on the Hokahay Motorcycle Challenge. My first reaction was honestly, what the heck am I listening to? But that quickly turned into genuine interest. I found myself drawn in by the different personalities, the depth of knowledge, and the discussions around motorcycles that, as a Harley fanboy, I've been pretty ignorant to." I appreciate you acknowledge that. Fast forward to today, and I'm completely hooked. I especially appreciate the banter, the insight. Emma's knowledge in particular stands out. And maybe most importantly, the escape your show provides from the constant political noise that's everywhere these days. It's refreshing to listen to a group of people where the only thing that matters is the shared passion for motorcycles. That's actually something I really appreciated in episode 667 when you briefly touched on how the motorcycle community doesn't care about politics. We've got one common denominator, and that's enough. That really resonated with me. And speaking of influence, I'm now officially a 3-bike garage thanks to you guys. I recently picked up a 2013 KLR 250.
Nice.
AKA the donkey or the cockroach, depending upon who you ask, all because of your discussions around adventure riding. I'm excited to learn a completely new style of riding. That's a great bike.
Heck yeah.
To learn that on.
Yeah.
Bulletproof.
That said, I think my Harleys are getting a little jealous. With the nice few days we've had here in Pennsylvania, I've found myself taking the KLR into the woods instead of crushing highway miles on the CVO, Road Glide, or the Lowrider ST. Anyway, just wanted to say kudos to you all for putting out such a great show. The entertainment, the knowledge, and the no politics, aside from the occasional California emissions and registration jabs, are all hugely appreciated. Keep up the great work. I think that that's great. And look, I've said it many times. I'll say it again. The rider that I don't have a lot of respect for is the one that's got 3 Harleys. The one I have the most respect for is the one that has a Harley, a scooter, and a dirt bike.
I had that in my garage at one point.
And maybe throw a Grom in for good measure.
Just because they understand the purpose of the bikes. It's not just about image or lifestyle. Mm-hmm. It's about the bike and what access it gives you to do different things. And I think a lot of people who get caught up into one style of bike, be it Harley, be it BMW, be it Ducati, they project these images of who you are. Just like I was talking about early on about you're in the club now, Bill. But there are people who identify with that, and it makes them feel better to think that they're with this cool club of what they consider to be cool.
Yeah, especially you Gixxer squids.
Yeah. But then you get somebody who just has all these different styles of bikes, and it's about the experience to them personally.
Growing as a rider.
And it's not about what image you're projecting. And that's the riders I have the most respect for. So good on you for getting the KLR. You're going to have some fun. And at least you'll get that somewhat familiar thump, 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 thump instead of the potato, potato, potato. But, if you ever get on a inline 4, that'll give you a thrill. Well, we did it. We made it to the end. Thank you, Bill and Clothing Optional Jim for being stunt misfits and filling in.
It has been my pleasure.
It's been fun.
Bill, you have one more true confession that you haven't shared yet. How did you feel when I said, "Will you join us tonight?"
Oh, I was, ready, I guess, hopefully.
You were like, I don't know. I'm not going to talk much.
I'm a pretty shy person, I guess.
But how did it go?
I think it went swimmingly. Simply lovely, darling.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that was a
just
good
like you were there,
impersonation.
as Emma would say.
I'm going to be getting the new shirts going out soon. I see that you've got a shirt on there, Jim. Nice. That's going back some years.
Oh,
That one.
Yeah, this 8 years ago?
Yeah, that's one of the old ones. So new shirts coming in soon, and I gave you all the new stickers. What'd you think of the new stickers?
Oh, shiny.
I dig it. I'm going to put it on my bike tomorrow morning.
So everyone who's ordered the shirts, our Patreon subscribers, you get them for free. If you haven't yet, go ahead and order it. You've been sent a message with the code. If you want to be a Patreon subscriber, $5 or more a month, it's not too late to order a free t-shirt. Just go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com. You'll find the link there. And if you just want to order one, go ahead and go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com. Find the shop. You can put in an order. And I send out one of these stickers with every shirt. So go and order them. They're coming in very soon. So I'm looking forward to getting those out. But I always like the new shirts. I always think they're the best.
Come to the rally.
Oh, come to the rally.
The most fun you'll have with your clothes on or off. If that's your-
Clothing optional, Jim. I'm just saying, is an option.
There's a lot of dirt there. I'm worried about abrasions.
There's a little bit of poison oak, but
I'm
we can slather you down. It's fine.
deathly allergic to poison oak. I got to be careful around this stuff.
I'm just saying, if you want to be a legend, naked fire pit jumping, this is a thing that should happen. Just saying.
Oh, I want a picture of that if I work up the nerve to do it.
So thank you too for joining us. Thank you, listeners, for listening and staying with us. And again, Patreon subscribers, you're the best. Thanks so much. Time to get out of here. This is Liza.
This is Neal.
Clothing optional, Jim.
Yosemite Bill.
And we are out of here.
Cool.
Cool.